Alright, good morning everyone. We are back again another day and I'll never stop showing up. I'm just gonna keep showing up every single day. I'm logging into Trade Here we go. It's days like today where I'm like, yeah, I really, I was up late last night. I was trying to film that video, but we just keep showing up. Here we go. So I'm logging into Trade right now. Let me get my notepad and let's figure out what news we got today. Man, I'd love to get to the point where I could just, where I could do trading full time. That'd be really nice. Then I'd have all day to make a video, but unfortunately that is not yet. So okay, we have no news today. Looks like. So let's go ahead and screenshot that. Let's put this in the Discord under news today. Alright, here we go. August 6th. We are getting some movement, so we should probably take a look at it. Because, if we do get something, we want to be able to be on top of it. Okay. What do we got going on here? 1 hour BPR down here. So we've clearly already reacted off of that. We do have a 1 hour for value gap right here. I guess 1 hour, kind of like a BPR. So we're kind of in between two BPRs. But I kind of want to look at the higher time frame. Oh, my notepad. So, once again, I'm going to be trading all 9 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Where's my pen? I need a pen. This is fine. So, yeah, I guess we got 1 hour gap above pretty clearly. We have, I guess it's also a 4 hour gap. And that gap would be in premium of this. How about this? My brain's still kind of warming up right now, I'm not gonna lie. What are you guys thinking for today? Well, kind of looks like we should look at Asia and London. That's important. Let's start with that. So yeah, what do I even look at normally to start the morning? Oh, my brain is dead, dude. I guess I usually just try and frame a model. So let's just see what draws and liquidity we have. We have London above, PM above. Hey, what up, Javier? Good morning. Dude, you've been catching some insane trades. Some absolutely banger trades, dude. Like, way proud of you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, good morning. Just getting on the chart, seeing what we got going on. We got PM highs above, London highs above, Asia below. Maybe I should mark this out on my other screen. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. I'll have more room, and then I can look for SMTs. That's what I'm going to do. I can look for SMTs on this screen. Okay. This screen can stay like pretty clean. This one I'll mark stuff out. Took 100 points last night. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Yeah, so this first hour is kind of just, this is our warm-up hour, right? We're just getting warmed up, looking at all of our stuff we got going on, preparing for market open. So once again, PM here. London high. Asia. Yeah, once again, just kind of getting warmed up right now. That's why I come on the charts an hour early, because, man, I really do need to get warmed up sometimes. So, Asia. And then, let's see what we have for proof stays high and proof stays low. Interesting. Want to have midnight drawn out, to be honest. I think that'll be helpful. We also have 8:30. So nothing's screaming out at me. I'm gonna switch to the other screen so I can maybe draw out higher time frame levels. So we did reject this new day opening gap yesterday. I mean, kind of looks like 12-hour CRT a little bit, right? Where we have, yeah, now that actually kind of makes sense, right? We had that new day. Okay, my brain's starting to get warmed up, right? We had this new day opening gap right here, and you can see how aggressively we reject that, and we get 12-hour CRT off of it. We have not yet taken that CRT low, and actually, I would actually consider this to be the CRT low. So one possibility is we need to go down there. It's also, right, this is also a, giant breaker. So 4-hour breaker. From a weekly standpoint, right? From a weekly standpoint, Monday went up, so possibly maybe. So here's the Monday. Here's Sunday open. Right here. Here's Monday. Right here. So yeah, to be honest, I don't even know exactly what I'm looking at, but still, I'm just getting warmed up. We might revisit this 15-minute for VI gap. It's also a BPR. So overlapping bullish, bearish for value gaps here. And that's exactly where London and PM are. Yeah, once again, still kind of just getting warmed up here. How does stat map look? Let's switch back to the other screen. I know, just kind of looking at everything, getting a glance of what we got going on. I'm not necessarily looking for anything in specific. I mean, this is a pretty big gap down here, but also, you know. So we did sweep liquidity, right? We swept liquidity. We broke structure. Now we're in this fair value gap. That's within discount. So London and PM kind of seem like reasonable draws. Once again, this is a 15-minute fair value gap. This 15-minute broke structure. It's also a 5-minute gap. Okay, 5-minute gap is in discount. Yeah, I'm liking this now that I'm looking at a little more. 5-minute fair value gap. Once again, I'm gonna be thoughtful about this, right? But 5-minute fair value gap in discount. We swap liquidity here. We broke structure here. Nice displacement. And we have good draws in liquidity, but we have London and PM. So I'm curious, let's drop down to a 30-second chart and see if we ended up getting a line time frame, change to delivery. Well, looks like we did, but we have this 7 a.m. low that looks like a possible draw on liquidity. We could definitely come back down and take that. It's a good gold buck. Yeah, guys, I'm still kind of just getting warmed up. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Look at that fair value gap. We sweep liquidity into the low of the dealing range. This is a nice fair value gap right here, within the fair value gap partition. So, right, 5-minute fair value gap. I would love to see us come here and then get 30-second. Yeah, that's honestly what I'm probably gonna be looking for a trade. Is I want to see us come down, sweep those lows into that 5-minute gap within the fair value gap partition, and then I want to see 30-second change to delivery off of it. I think that'd be nice. I don't know if we'll get it, but you know, if we have any kind of manipulation, it's possible. Once again, still kind of just waking up. I don't know. I don't know why it takes me so long to wake up sometimes. Here's the dealing range high. Oh, we should check for SMTs on the lower time frame. Oh, we have SMT with YM at the low, the hourly lows from last night. I'm looking at my other screen. We have a low time from SMT here. We have SMT with, we have SMT with this low. But that doesn't mean that NASDAQ can't make a lower low necessarily, right? We could still end up sweeping this low into this gap and holding this SMT. Hopefully that makes sense, right? We have SMT right now already with this low. What I'm saying is NASDAQ could even make a lower low and we would still have SMT. So this kind of feels like accumulation. This kind of seems like Liquid sweep, break a structure. So I kind of want to see us manipulate into this gap. Definitely accumulating. Where's midnight in Asia? So midnight in 8:30. So I honestly want to see us come below 8:30, because that just kind of makes sense, right? Our entry should be below 8:30. So midnight. $8:30. Where's that map? $15-minute SMT NQES. Yeah, I see. I think you're talking about this. I think that what will happen though, is I think we need to go make a lower low, but the SMT will still hold. Does that make sense? So like, we sweep all the lows into this fair value gap, but we still have SMT. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And we'd get inducement of this low here. So I kind of want to see inducement of this low. Does that make sense? Like, I want to see inducement and then 30-second change to delivery. Going longs 23,030 after price takes out the lows from 4:87 a.m. Yup. I'm looking at 4.8. You mean You mean, oh, August 4th. Wait. August, yeah, still, isn't this August 6th? I think I get what you're saying. Takes this out. Yeah, I want to see this low get taken out. Looks kind of like we're in a buy model. Do we got a higher time frame PD right here? That's what I want to see right now. Yeah, we got a 1 hour BPR. Doesn't get much more clean than that. 1 hour BPR right there. It's probably within discount too. Yeah, 1 hour BPR is in discount. I think this will be turtle soup right here. So 1 hour lines at the 5 minute. So guys, watch OTE here. Watch OTE. Kind of want to see if we get a reaction off of that. Anyway, I want to see some manipulation. That's the key, right? We gotta wait for manipulation. I'm not doing anything till we manipulate. From August 4th. Oh. Oh wow, you want to see us come all the way down there. Yeah, that is you know, it's a pretty strong swing low. You know what? I'm just gonna watch. I'm done trying to. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the mode of trying to predict, and I gotta just watch it. We'll see what happens. I want to look for SMTs, and I gotta stop trying to predict the future instead of just. I gotta just react. So yeah, we do have bullish SMT. Nice. I love that, Javier. Yeah, so my chart's a lot more clean now. Um, I think I'm just gonna sit here and watch price. I think that's all I'm gonna do. If something like if there's nothing obvious, I'm not doing anything, right? And right now, nothing is screaming out my name, so I'm just watching. Trying to react, not predict. Like yesterday was the perfect example of that. Like I went and right when I got on the market, I was like, "Oh my gosh, guys, it's a really nice setup." I mean, we do have that 1 hour BPR, and we did get 5 minute change day delivery. I wonder if that was a 15 minute BPR. Kind of. I always like taking the lowest time frame one, because that's gonna typically provide the most precise model. So maybe you could consider this a 15 minute BPR. Let's see how that went with the 1 minute. Yeah, so you can see this model was running pretty nicely. Okay, yeah, my brain's still getting warmed up. Hey, what up? Good morning, Corn. Good morning. My brain's still kind of getting warmed up. So, I know it's been almost 30 minutes. I'm still getting warmed up, but still. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. But, you know, right now, just doing nothing until I see something obvious. I'm just chilling. I'm ready to act at any time. Got the gun ready to fire, but not doing anything until I see something I like. I like this BPR here. I like the 15 minute key levels. They're typically pretty accurate. And I like SMT. I honestly, 15 minute key levels and SMTs, I feel like those are the most precise things in the world. I have to use the bathroom. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I think the best thing to do in every situation in trading is never to go into the market trying to make a plan. Because every time I try and make a plan, that is the worst thing. The market doesn't care what I think, right? The market does not care what I think. If I make a plan, I'm setting myself up for failure because I'm making a plan. I should not be making a plan for the market. The market needs to give me. I need to be reacting to what the market's plan is. Does that make sense? Like, so I have to be ready for the manipulation and then act on it. I shouldn't be trying to like, oh, here's what the plan is. Here's what the market's gonna do. Like, I feel like every time I try and do that, where I predict everything, it just goes terrible. But then when I sit here and say, okay, where's the I just sit here and patiently wait for manipulation, and then react and get on side of distribution. That's every single time I take a good trade. Hopefully that makes sense. Just patiently wait for the manipulation, get on side with distribution. That's it. So I'm not going to even do anything, to be honest. You know, we have a 15-minute rejection block. This could actually end up being a really nice key level. I'm actually really liking rejection blocks a lot. And the cool thing is, we already have SMT. Yeah, this is actually kind of fire. We already have SMT. Now that I think about it, we already have SMT. So all that would need to happen for even this to be a Phoenix model is, all that would need to happen is we just tap this rejection block. Honestly, yeah, you could just take this as a the only thing is we don't really sweep obvious liquidity. Actually, we do sweep out this. So basically what I'm saying is, this is the Phoenix model where you just have a rejection block, and then all you do, it's so stupidly simple, it makes me kind of mad because, you know, I put all this work in and it's just, oh, you just wait for SMT and a rejection block, but, like, genuinely, sometimes simple is all you need. Look at that, SMT rejection block. So, yeah, and it would also be below 830 as well. And then consequent encroachment, if we got SMT with that and we hit that, that would be like, that would probably be a pretty high RR trade. Honestly, I will consider taking that. My bias is I'm gonna wait for manipulation. I'm not gonna try and predict the market. No, I don't really have a bias right now, but I'm liking this 15-minute rejection block. We already have SMT with this low. I kind of want to see us come down and hit this rejection block, and then distribute towards, I think, London and PMR above. Right, because let me show you on the other screen. We have, see, S&P's already swept out this rejection block. NASDAQ has not. So this is essentially this is the model that Powell trades. This is the Phoenix model, right? 15-minute rejection block, and we have it on NASDAQ, which has not hit the rejection block. So it's stupidly simple, but you know, when we hit this rejection block, this SMT will still be here. This SMT will still be holding, and then that could end up being a 7R or something like that. And then if you took it from consequent encroachment, that'd be like 16R. Hopefully that makes sense, right? We already have SMT. We already have SMT. So what I'm saying is, uh, you know, this rejection block is likely to hold if we come down into it because we have SMT. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we would go below the rejection block because we have SMT. And then at that point, it would be on the lower time frame. If I switch back to my other screen, it would be, accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. Today it's hard to trade. Let me just watch the stream. Yeah, I'm personally, I'm not trying to predict anything, but what I am saying, right? I'm not trying to predict the future or anything, but what I am saying is this rejection block is going to be like a brick wall because we have SMT with this low already, and we already swept out this low. So this is going to be this is going to be really hard to break through because we already have SMT here, and we have an obvious accumulation. Then, if we manipulate to the upside, right, if we end up manipulating to the upside, or, we could end up actually just delivering straight up. That's possible too. Honestly, yeah, it's honestly possible we just deliver straight up. We do have this 15-minute BPR. And, 1 minute change state of delivery. Yeah, we hit OT. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get down to that rejection block. But what I'm saying is if we did, I don't think we would get through that. Nice sitting position. Oh, yeah, dude, I was just kind of just like so out of it. Still just kind of just waking up, man. You're funny, man. You're funny. Basically what I'm saying is if we did go lower, I don't think we would get through this. But we might not because this is a 15-minute BPR. We already kind of swept liquidity. Got 1 minute change state delivery. So now. But once again, I kind of just want to wait for manipulation to happen and then react to it. That's all I really can do. So I'm going to do nothing. Every time I try and predict what's going to happen, I always take a loss. So instead, I am just sitting here waiting for the market to manipulate and then get on side with distribution. It's that simple. Because I don't know which way it's going to manipulate, to be honest. But like I was saying, right? 830's down here. We haven't even gone below it. It would make sense if we did go below 830. Because then, smart money could for sure get in, but maybe we'll go up and then manipulate down. I don't know. Daily bias is bullish, right? My daily bias is kind of neutral. Daily bias is kind of neutral because, I mean, let's just take a look at the higher time frame just really quickly. Like on one hand, you know, we rejected this new week opening gap, but on the other hand, we have now we're within this giant gap below. And we've kind of already swept liquidity here. And this was like kind of like relatively equal lows. So that's a giant 1 hour gap. So maybe we should check out the 5 minute. Oh, you know what? Look at this breaker. This is actually a pretty clean looking breaker because why? Because it was the final move down that broke all those lows, that took all that liquidity. So this is actually a really nice breaker. This is why I get on the chart so early, guys. Because I want to make sure I do everything right. Yeah, so like I've been saying, what could happen, right? The 5 minute CISD is literally right underneath these lows. So I think it's possible we could manipulate down and then distribute up. And you know what? This right here, this is a Reaper for value gap here, so I'd kind of be interested to see us hit that. So you notice how I kind of have all these confluences together? Actually, man, I really don't know. I'm not even gonna try and predict it, dude. I feel like every time I try and predict stuff, it just messes me up. What might end up needing to happen is maybe we end up. Man, I feel like I honestly feel kind of out of it today, which is not good. Hopefully, I don't take a loss. I'm not gonna do anything unless I really feel like I know what's going on. So I'm being defensive because I did take a win yesterday. Yeah, I mean, we did sweep out all those lows. And you know what? This move down that sweeps out all these lows. It's kind of the mean threshold of this daily order block. So I'm just looking at things, man. I don't really know for sure what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, make trades based off your own judgment, not what I say. Personally, I'm kind of just waiting for manipulation, and then reacting to it is what I'm probably going to try and do. And like Javier said, we might need to manipulate this low. That would be... Asia's lows. Kind of want to also watch and see how we interact with this first presented for value gap. Wow, there's 7 of you watching. Yeah, guys, I'm trying my best, but I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully I'm not out of it today. I'm just trying my best, but I feel like not exactly 100% sure right now. Let me know what you guys think though. We do kind of have a 15-minute gap here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we have a 15-minute gap here. Wow, my computer's being slow. Whoa, it's completely frozen. That was weird. So it kind of looks like we're rejecting this now. And we have SMT with this, I think. Kind of just being an observer of the market right now. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, you know what? This is probably a Phoenix model here. 5-minute rejection block. This is a nice rejection block. Right? This now popped up above all those highs into that rejection block, consequent encroachment. My computer's being so slow. What the heck? Why? I'm not taking this because I'm not entirely sure right now. But, you know, maybe that holds. We do have equal highs. Once again, I kind of want to wait for market open. I want to wait for the first percent for value gap. I want to get more information. Right now, I'm just kind of being a market observer. I want to see how we respond to this 1 minute or 30-second change state delivery. I just kind of want to be a market observer right now. Looks like we're starting to get displacement down. Looks like we broke structure as well. Okay, yeah, this looks like a break of structure and liquidity sweep. So I'm gonna watch this 2022 gap. What was that sound? What the heck? Yeah, I really don't want to do anything because I'm not super sure right now. So yeah, there we go. Market just opened, or did it? Yeah, the sound did nothing. I don't know why that sound went off, but there's nothing going on. Yeah, I kind of want to wait for market open. Let's see what happens here. Honestly, this might not hold. Honestly, let's just get rid of everything. I'm just being patient here. Once again, 15-minute gap. Yeah, see, this is why I'm saying full port Reaper. Yeah, if you see a Reaper for value gap, you should. Yeah, for fun. Yeah. Are you talking about the one that was down there? Like low key, maybe. not not financial advice. I did not advise you to do that. um. Yeah, so I'm kind of neutral. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really don't want to pick a side because I really do think it's kind of neutral right now. We swept out the lows, but we kind of rejected that new day opening gap. We went back to premium. It's too neutral for me to pick a side right now. I want to just look at the lower time frame and kind of go based off of that. I think it's really hard for me to pick a side right now. It seems like we're just kind of in between a range, almost just like a giant accumulation range right now, just sideways. So probably I'm just looking to take lower time frame liquidity, if I'm being honest. Like, I just want to see us accumulate, manipulate, and then lower time frame liquidity run. That's all. That's all I want. Market opens in 1 minute. And yeah, like I said, this is a gap right here. This is a pretty nice gap in price action. So if we did come down here, that could be nice. Could be nice accumulation. Look at this. Look how this would be just a giant accumulation range and then a fair value gap here, manipulation, and then distribution. So that's kind of like my preferred outcome, probably, is if we just came, swept out all those lows, and then delivered higher. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Just kind of watching. Okay, market just opened. So that idea that we initially had of possibly that rejection block holding looks like so far it is holding, right? We tapped into that 30-second change of state delivery. Once again, there was an SMT with this high, or was it with this high? No, it was with this high. So there was SMT with this high. There was a really nice rejection block here on the 5-minute. And then we broke structure. Oh, here's a 5-minute, possible 2022 gap. Once again, I'm not doing anything. Yeah, there we go. Bang. Stops. People are getting stopped out now. And like I said, if I'm not sure, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so maybe this is the Judas swing, right? We're above midnight. We're above 8:30. Why does it keep making that sound, man? I know I don't have any orders. Stop scaring me. Yeah, I'm looking to react, not predict. So, SMT, right? With what? Oh, bullish SMT. Yeah, we do have bullish SMT here. I mean, you could say there's SMT with a lot of different highs right now. It's like there's like bearish SMT and bullish SMT. That must be what's going on because I have really bad internet right now. Okay, you know what I kind of want to see? 15-minute SMT with this high. Then again, I don't know. I'm gonna switch back to my other screen. Yeah. I know I seem super uncertain, but that's exactly what you want, guys. I hope you guys realize my uncertainty is what allows me to, if we're in a duel, right? And I don't know which gun I'm like where my opponent is. That allows me to be able to quick fire and shoot and be ready to attack. So even though I'm uncertain, it's like that's actually what you want because it's uncertain price conditions right now. It's not really a clear bias, at least to me. To me, it kind of feels like we're in between sides, and so I'm okay with just kind of sitting on the fence and watching. Nothing seems obvious to me. And if nothing seems like super obvious, I'll be doing nothing. For sure. I mean, no reason to take losses. I don't like losses. Okay, so now we got some clear displacement. We swept out those lows. We left a nice gap within discount. So now isn't this the first presented for value gap? 930, 931, 932? Yeah. So here we got the first presented for value gap. Yeah, and see, the other tricky thing about this, guys, is because I don't really have a clear higher time frame bias, I'm very, very hesitant. I'm very, very thoughtful. I mean, it seems like we have bullish SMT and bearish SMT with like 5 different highs right now. Not exactly really obvious conditions for me. We are still above 8:30 and above midnight. We kind of have this range here, which has been kind of not really rebalanced yet. Oh my gosh. Wow. So this 3-minute inversion could work. I'm not, once again, just being a little patient here. Good morning, Medbach. I entered long, hope it hits. Yeah, dude, I'm not doing anything yet. This is just uncertain price conditions for me. So the first one for value gap just got inversed. Yeah, I didn't do anything because I personally think this is kind of just neutral price conditions, and I just don't really want to mess around if I'm not sure. But we just inverse the first presented for value gap. I want to see, do we kind of back test it? What happens? What happens here? I'm so curious how we interact with this first presented for value gap. Are we gonna back test it and go lower? For me, I want to see us manipulate all the lows and then go into that gap down here. Yeah, super mid, random guy. Dude, random guy, you totally get it. Like, this is just super mid. I feel like we aren't getting anything obvious. So in these type of conditions, if you don't like price action, you just kind of just do nothing. I really liked that trade yesterday. Yesterday was the perfect example of, you know, I saw something really obvious right in the morning, and I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared of the market. I was able to execute. Yesterday was the perfect example. Today, I feel like anything I'm looking at would be forced. So I'm just kind of just chilling. I'm just chilling, not feeling the need to do anything if I don't like anything. One thing I'm noticing is maybe this 5 minute looks like what happened here is we had this 5-minute gap in premium and we swept out the highs, got 30-second change of state delivery. This actually looks kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. Right? 5 minute for value gap. Yeah, look at this actually. This is interesting. Now, 30-second change of state delivery. We just got the 30-second change of state delivery right here. Another one. I mean, this one would be, you know, more optimal, but this one might deliver us lower because we have this 5-minute gap in premium. So yeah, super sideline, super fenced right now. 5-minute gap in premium. Yeah, don't do anything unless there's something super obvious. Like, this is not obvious to me. I mean, and plus the RR is just stupid. Like, no. No. Yeah, guys, nothing super clear to me. Oh, but you remember what I was just saying? Oh my gosh, I was just saying this, right? First presented for value gap. I was curious, how are we going to interact with this first presented for value gap? Remember how I just said that? Well, looks like I was right. Or, I mean, I didn't actually make a prediction. I just kind of was just saying, look, let's see how we interact with it. But, looks like... So I didn't make a prediction, so I wasn't right. But what I'm saying is, right, we went, back tested it, and now we've gotten a little bit lower. So I'm gonna try this on paper for fun, just to see, because once again, I'm always a student in the market. What I'm wondering is 5-second change of state delivery inducing these highs. I wonder if we'll hit the 8th standard deviation. So just for fun, I'm gonna try it. This is paper, right? Okay, let's see if this ends up working. Very, very speculative paper trade, but we rejected the first presented for value gap. We got 30-second change of state delivery. Oh, let's actually do 8. Let's do 8 contracts. And let's see if we can just do TPs at every single one. So first we need to get filled. So I'm gonna get rid of this because I'm not taking that for real. Looks bearish. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm taking this on paper for fun, right? Just to experiment with it. To see, because remember I was saying, you know, the first presented for value gap, 30-second or 5-second change state delivery aligns with it really well. So I'm curious if this is going to be a sensitive level right here. And so I have a paper trade order just to try it out. And then I would do whatever it's called, one at each of the standard deviations. And I think it's possible we go hit OT, so we might deliver into this a little bit further. Alright, I just got filled on this. So we might deliver up into OT. So I'm going to try this out. Buy limit at each standard deviation. Totally speculative, guys. This is so speculative, but I just want to try it. So like I said, we might go tap OT. We just tapped OT. So we just tapped OT. Oh my gosh, look at that. Rejected of OT. Bang. That was crazy. So now we're hitting OT again. Rejected again. Okay. Definitely interesting, right? See? You see that? OT got disrespected of that change state delivery. This is just totally speculative, but I just want to try this out, right? This is on paper, obviously. But, you know, the first present for value gap is very sensitive. So 5-second change state delivery, we're just trying it out, seeing if this ends up doing anything. Or if we get stopped out. It's just worth a try because I don't really know, and I just want to see what will happen. So then we're hitting OT again. Once again, this wasn't anything obvious. Okay. So I think, you know, that's the thing about these OT entries is sometimes they're just going to not work. But still, when they do work, you guys have seen them, right? It's crazy when they do work. But that was just a little experiment just to practice it. Clearly, we need to get better at it. That's the reason I took that on paper. Clearly, we got to get better at that. But that's why, you know, I just want to take a whole bunch of those just to practice that OTE entry. Oh, 1 minute inversion looking clean. Oh my gosh. 1 minute inversion looking clean. Now, was there a higher time frame gap? Yes. So would I have taken this? Probably not. But we did just sweep that low. Now we're getting an inverse for value gap. You could honestly take this. I don't know. Is there a drawn liquidity above? See, I'm not going to take it because I don't know what drawn liquidity to target. Well, I guess isn't there London and Asia? There's Asia. I mean, PM. Still not taking it, really. I just don't. The R is just not there for me. It's too choppy right now. But yeah, that did not work out. That little thing that we talked about, the 5-second change did. But I think that it will work out, right? It's just gonna be like, it's such a tight stop loss that obviously it's gonna fail a lot of the time. I mean, it just makes sense. And obviously, the better you get knowing which ones are gonna work, you know, you're just gonna get better at knowing which ones will work over time, and that's why I just wanted to practice it. So yeah, see, this is kind of filling. And so, once again, like, price action is just nothing's obvious in this range here. And so I just want to just do nothing. What I would love to see is, to be honest, this is a giant accumulation range. So what I would love to see is us, you know, take out the highs of this range and then distribute to the lows. Or I would love to see us, I also see this is an accumulation range. So I think this one's less likely at this point, but if we came down, swept those lows, it would be cool to come up to these highs. I think at this point we're looking more like we're going to go sweep the highs. Whoops. Once again, I haven't done anything. Nothing obvious to me. Just kind of moving sideways in between bulls and bears. That's how I feel. But let me know what you guys think. Man, I really just did nothing today so far. Wow, there's 70 watching. Yeah, I haven't done anything, guys. To me, nothing obvious today so far. It is a no news Wednesday. Keep that in mind. Yeah, wow, dang, there's still 70 watching. That's crazy. 7's a lot. This is the hard part of trading, is like patience, just doing nothing. So this woman inversion is working out. Pretty cool. And you know what's interesting? The really cool thing about this, actually, is see how we backtest this? The first presented for value gap gets backtested. So, oh my gosh. So what would have been really high probability? Guys, if we had noticed this in the moment, I would have tried to take this on paper. Not real, obviously, because once again, still trying to get better, and I don't want to take risky trades on my real accounts until I get better. But once again, that was that initial first presented for value gap. Notice how we came down, re-inversed it back to the upside. So now I would like to take 5-second change to delivery off of this. You see that? And this actually would have. This looks like it would have hit 4-1. So, like, I would have tried this on paper. Obviously not real, but. And once again, when I enter on the close, I don't have stop loss all the way at the low. But yeah, that would have hit 3-1. Kind of cool. And I probably would have just targeted this high, to be honest. But that's 2-1, right? So 1 minute first presented for value gap retest, and then 30-second change state delivery close. Kind of cool. Just a little thought, right? See how we interact with this first presented for value gap all day long. See how we reject it here. Rejection of it here. Oh my gosh, why won't it let me draw? Rejection of it here, and then a retest of it here. I mean, literally every single time we get a move off of this, when we get a 5-second change state delivery, it's been 2R. Every single time. This one, I believe that was 5-second change state delivery. I guess it's not obvious, but let's say that was a change of state delivery. Well, that would probably be like 2R or 1.5R. Like, you get what I'm saying? Very low time frame scalps, but still interesting. Once again, chopping up and down, nothing obvious. So if I was to take anything, right, it'd be on paper, and it would be these low time frame scalps to go run low time frame liquidity, because nothing seems obvious. That's what I'm saying. When the higher time frame's just chopping around and accumulating, the low time frame AMDs are gonna be clean. Like this right now, probably, if I have to guess. Now this is probably accumulation, manipulation. I'm curious if this was like a 5-minute gap. Yeah, 5-minute BPR. So now 30-second. So there's no real clean 30-second change state delivery. So there goes our hopes and dreams of that. But I was gonna say, right, 5-minute BPR, 30-second change state delivery. If the 30-second change state delivery happened, let's say right there, then you can see how this would be. It'd be such a low time frame trade, but it's really high probability in choppy conditions where the market's kind of one-sided. Not one-sided, but the market's kind of chopping up and down. And because why does that make sense, right? Because if the higher time frame is in a chop fest, that means the lower time frame is going on these crazy AMD runs. It has to be, because people are getting stopped out. You guys understand why that makes sense, right? If people say price action is bad, that actually just means price action is really good on the lower time frame, because they're getting stopped out on the higher. Hopefully that makes sense, right? I mean, most people do not understand that. So I'm curious to see if this holds. Let's take this on paper for fun, because it's a breaker and a fair value gap, and you know, good little pop above that high. Should we look for a 1 second Reaper for value gap? Okay. This is stupid. Don't do this, guys. I just want to see if this is gonna do it. This is so stupid. Don't do what I do. I just want to see if this is gonna work. So what I was just thinking is, right, we had that 30-second breaker. This was totally on demo, right? Okay. What I was thinking is 30-second breaker, you know, maybe we'll hit the Reaper for value gap, which would have been right here. So that's kind of what I was thinking here, right? That's why I entered here. You can see there was a little reaction. Instead of yapping, how about talking about CRT on 4-hour time frame? Took a loss today. Yeah, just chopping around. Instead of yapping about talking about CRT. What? Kirk, I don't understand what you're saying. CRT on 4-hour time frame. Yeah, man, that's actually pretty clean. Well, I was yapping because I didn't know for sure what was going on right now, right? But you bring up a really good point. 4-hour CRT. Still, though, we have this giant gap. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad it's helpful. I don't know what you mean though when you say I was yapping, because I genuinely I don't see anything in these price conditions right now. I think maybe you could consider that 4-hour CRT, but you know, I could easily see this also being 12-hour CRT down to the low. Like, I don't know. There's a million ways to view the same exact thing. So just try to be super patient. But I'm glad you like the nightly recaps, man. That's awesome. Makes me happy so that they're helping. CRT, med buckets, when you have, you know, just like a whole bunch of candles that just kind of just move in a direction, they're just kind of like la-di-da-di-da-di-da, and then you get this really aggressive one. This can be one singular candle, or it can be a sequence. So like, let's say it was just one singular candle, and then we get this really aggressive, you know, close back within the initial candle. It's like, okay, the market's ready to go hunt. So now we want to essentially enter beneath the close and target the opposing side. Does that make sense? So this initial candle can either be a you know, a singular candle, or it can be a series. And then when you get this, ideal entry comes down like, you know, below here, and you're targeting the opposing end of the range like that. And then same thing if it's a series, right? Like, it could be like this, like just candles that look like they're just, you know, people who don't, they're just kind of just I don't know what the word is, like unsuspecting market participants who don't know what's going on. and then yeah, it could be a series of candles here, but same concept applies, right? Let's say it was just 2 candles. I was watching yesterday live market recap. Keep going. Dang, man, I appreciate it. I really do. I'm glad it was helpful. But yeah, it's like basically like it could be a series of candles or it could be one singular candle. But when we wick back up into that series or that singular candle, then we know bias, at least for the next candle, is likely going to distribute to the opposite side. That's what I was trying to do today. Yeah, it's super helpful for bias. Like you can see here, like this was a good one where I talked about in my last video. That's 2 videos ago where we wick out below the lows, and this was New York AM, so it was a very specific range of time. We wick below the lows, we close higher, so then, you know, optimal entries within here, and then we use that as bias to go target the opposing end of the range. You see that? Now specifically, if you want specific candles, it was like 4-hour one, right? 4-hour, and then, but you get the idea. So yeah, nothing obvious. Like I know you guys are saying like, you know, I need to have a bias and stop yapping, but I really just personally I don't see anything lipo, so I'm not doing anything. Like look at this. Like this is just moving sideways. Like I don't see anything that I love until we really get probably a move down either into this fair value gap or into like this gap, and then we get change state delivery. I'm probably gonna do nothing. That's just what I think personally. You can disagree with me, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend I have a bias if I don't. It just looks like we're going sideways, and nothing is just super obvious. So we did just inverse this. I personally, you know, once again, I don't like trades that move chopping up and down sideways. This might end up working out. I'm not saying it can't. It could. It's just not high enough probability trade for me, especially with 1-to-1. Hi Jake, how you doing? I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling, watching the market. Kind of just seems like we're chopping around sideways, so just being patient. It is 10 a.m. right now, so definitely interesting. My new favorite model is Phoenix model, man. It's just so stupidly good. You know what? Oh my gosh. Phoenix. So I love. It's not just Phoenix model. I love specifically Flow State Phoenix because I feel like if you can just get in on the Phoenix model and then take a lower time frame change to delivery, when does that ever go wrong? All right, sounds good, random guy. Peace out. Have a good one. Good night. Good night. I wonder how many people are watching now. Still 7. Let's go. What I was gonna say is, I was gonna say this rejection block stopped price very temporarily, but it's not super obvious, so I'm not gonna even comment on it. I'm gonna actually go back to the other screen. Kind of looks like at this point, now that we're kind of moving, getting more price action, it looks. Yeah, no, I was going to try and make a comment, but it still looks not obvious. Once again, is there obvious displacement in either direction? Not really. 1 hour wicked above the high. Seems like we're in a 4-hour consolidation. Bro, what is Phoenix model? It's awesome, dude. It is awesome. Well, specifically, there's Phoenix model, and then there's the adaptation that I made that I like even better, which is just which is just flow state off of the Phoenix model. You say next day model is best for you or what? Next day model? I don't. Yeah, I need to make a new one about Phoenix model because technically the old one I made is my own personal adaptation of it. It's not the real one, but the Phoenix model is just this. I'll go over it briefly, right? You just have a rejection block. This is all it is. Rejection block. Actually, I gotta go to my other screen real quick to show you, right? It's just rejection block and SMT. So when we have a wick, no, you're totally good. Whenever you have a rejection block, on one asset, so this is a 15-minute rejection block, i.e. same thing as a 15-minute wick, and you want to see it sweep liquidity. And then you see how we have that same rejection block on NQ, but it gets swept on NQ. So now we have SMT with this. So you're entering on the asset that that has not purged the high, and you can see this is just crazy RR, right? And then if you enter at consequent encroachment, I call this Phoenix Mini. So you basically only have half the stop loss, and now you have double RR. Yeah, I do have a video on my own adaptation of it, but I need to make a new one about this is just the regular Phoenix model. So then the trade I took yesterday was 1 minute flow state off of that. And I instantly saw this, right? Where we had a 1 minute change state delivery here. And I entered right there. And you see we induced all these highs into it. Bang. And then we delivered lower. That was the trade I took yesterday. See that? Okay, back to the other screen. Okay, now it's very clear that we're starting to move aggressively up. But, once again, I kind of wanted to see us break one side of this range so we can target the other side of the range. I kind of wanted to see us have something like this. So now we finally broke out of this range. It does look like we're distributing up, but I do think I would prefer to take a flow state back down. I'm curious if we have SMT now. Yeah, we have SMT with this high. I guess this high. It'd be cool if we got like a CRT. Like, you know, like let's say the 15-minute candle closed and then we got CRT with this. Cuz once again, I see this as a higher time frame gap right now. Once again, nothing obvious to me yet. It is possible we deliver higher, but I'm watching how we respond to this gap. Once again, it looks super bullish now, but we just got to be patient and see, because this is a 1 hour gap. And I kind of wanted to see us break one side of that range. SMT on 5 minute. Yeah, with this high here. So I've just been being super patient. Now, keep in mind, right? You know, like Kirk said, you could easily see this as a 4 hour CRT where we draw up to this high. But now we're in premium of this. So we kind of went from discount of this. See how we rebalanced the discount of this leg? So it's kind of cool. Look at how the market rebalances. It rebalances the premium of this displacement. Then it rebalances the discount. So now we rebalance the premium. Just being super patient. I really don't want to take anything unless it's really obvious. We still have SMT. SMP has 15-minute gap. Oh, SMP below. SMT below. True. So we took out both of those draws on liquidity that I had, right? I had London as a possible draw. I had PM as a possible draw. Both of those got hit. We have a new day opening gap right here. Like, I'm really trying to provide a thoughtful, unbiased insight. I don't know what you would have taken within here other than the initial trade. There was an initial trade that I kind of missed initially that you could have taken that I forgot to comment on, but 1 hour BPR, CRT, right? 1 hour CRT. Wow, this was a nice CRT, right? 1 hour BPR, 1 hour CRT. Do you see what I mean with the CRT thing? So sweep out that low. So we have 1 hour BPR, 1 hour CRT. Then we go for 5-minute change state delivery. So this, I missed the initial entry, and I did not want to really take it unless we kind of came down and swept the lows into this gap. But this ended up holding, right, perfectly. Not saying it's a bad trade. You could have taken that. It's just not for me. I would have preferred to see us come down into that fair value gap and then go higher. But this ended up delivering us higher, clearly. Prices entering 4 hour BPR. Yeah, that's what I'm watching as well. So I'm honestly at the point where I kind of want to see this end up reversing at some point. I don't know when. I would love it if we could get a 15-minute CRT with this candle. I'm just being thoughtful, guys, because if I'm not super sure, I'm not going to take it. Once again, I could have taken that 5-minute change state delivery, but there was no reason for me to force it because I didn't know for sure. But I could have taken this, possibly. And the reason this is nice, once again, 1 hour BPR, 1 hour BPR, CRT on the 1 hour. I did take it because 15-minute SMT long. True. That's awesome. Good job, bro. That's exactly what I want to hear. You gotta think for yourself and take what makes sense to you. Exactly. So look at that, right? CRT low swept. So then where do we draw? CRT high. And so where's our optimal entry? Below the close. So here's that close. So anything below the close of this candle. So we closed here. So this is the Genesis model we made the other day, right? Where you basically just find an entry within that orange area. That's the Genesis model. We made this up yesterday. Right? Just find an entry within that orange area or just off of that orange area, targeting the CRT high. So that's the Genesis model we made yesterday. And yeah, like I said, right, 4 hour whatever it's called, 4 hour 4-hour, no, 1 hour manipulation close. So, do you guys see how this CRT was really helpful for bias all through here? Once again, if I feel out of it, do I need to take a trade? No, I didn't feel like it made, like I was in the zone, so I didn't do anything because I just don't want to take a loss. And it's more important for me not to take a loss than it is to try and force something if I don't see something. No, I'm sorry, Medbach. Rip. But yeah, the important thing is to just, just keep learning, keep getting better. Look at how perfectly we hit that CRT high, guys. Keep these lives. I always keep all my lives public. So yeah, and I'll honestly, everything on my channel will always be free because even when I I'm super profitable, like I personally I always hated it that everyone always gatekept everything, made it so hard to learn, and so I just don't want to be like that. So that's just how I feel. So I always want to keep my stuff public, and hopefully. And if even like if I do a mentorship, I kind of want to just make that free too, because if I'm truly making money trading, then I feel like why do I need to scam? Like why do I need to make other people pay me? Like if you guys at that point, if you guys wanted to support me, you could like turn profitable and then donate on Super Chat or something. There's really no point in having a mentorship. I feel like that's paid. If I do a free one, But if I'm profitable trading, why do I need them? I mean, other people who are trying to learn trading already have it hard enough, and I know how it is. Okay, so this is definitely interesting, right? We were just talking about how this could end up reversing price. Yeah. So I want to screenshot this really quickly. This is just going to take a second. But, now see that's a clean looking inversion. I'm not going to, for sure, I'm being thoughtful, right? But I want to finish with this, this journal, this little screenshot. Hang on a second. Okay. So CRT is very powerful. If you don't think it's powerful, you probably don't understand it. I'm not going to lie. So this is just going to be really quick, and then I'll take a look at what we got with this inversion. I mean, once again, you could take that. I'm just being thoughtful because I haven't looked at it. CRT. So I got to make a new folder. 8-6-25 Wednesday. Okay, so another reason I'm thoughtful about this is because I'd want to make sure we'd have swept some obvious high. We did sweep this high. Ooh, we swept the high with SMT. Oh, ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, we sweep the high with SMT. Okay, 8:16. Next macro is in 4 minutes, Hydra macro. So now I'm starting to feel like we could end up getting something here. Because what was that? This was a 15-minute. Well, yeah, this is a 15-minute for ViGap right here. 15-minute for ViGap. FVG. Okay, now this is starting to feel like we could end up getting something. 15-minute for value gap. We have SMT. And so what aligns with the 15-minute? The 1 minute. See, no 1 minute change to delivery still, right? But this is a giant range here. Oh, we should check if there's a 5-minute gap. Wow, look at that. Perfectly in premium, that 5-minute gap. Okay. 5-minute for buy gap. Was there a 30-second chain stay delivery? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See, this is what the hard part about trading, but if you could take this instantaneously and you were, you know, a robot, you could have got already 2R on this. And we're probably going to go run the 4. So that's the hard part, is you got to see those really fast. I'm kind of interested in, well, we have a 5-minute inverse for value gap. So now this is a 5-minute BPR. Respect. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, we just have a giant liquidity pool below now. See, this is kind of exactly what we wanted to see, right? We wanted to see this exactly, where just giant accumulation. Now we swept out that high. So now we're kind of feeling a little bit cleaner. The bias is looking a little cleaner, honestly, because we swept out that high. Also, look at this, guys. Once again, OTE of that manipulation leg. Jake trades at OTE right there. Well, call it what you want. Flow state OTE, sniper model entry that I made up, but yeah. Right? We backtest OTE of that so much. You'll note that happens all the time. So we just hit that second standard deviation. I wish this SMT wasn't in my way. I want it to be... it's just kind of like in my way. I want it to be with a high like this. See, now it's out of my way. But I don't know if that's the... That looks just a little funky. Feels like it's like had to give it like a little bit of a step stool. So 30-second chain state delivery will probably draw to this fourth standard deviation. I mean, this is a pretty clean model. Just being super patient, guys, because no reason to force a trade. I just want to be thoughtful. Fourth standard deviation right there, which does align with this as a liquidity pool. Yeah, that's a clean, look at that. That white line, that's the point of control. That's right where the fourth standard deviation is. So that's basically the point of maximum liquidity, is what I'd call it. Notice how we draw back to it. So once again, like I said, you could have taken that 5-minute inversion. I think the main reason I didn't is because I think that I would have preferred to have it be more of a pop above a high instead of... Notice how we get these candle closures above highs and then candle close below. It's just a very subtle thing, but I'm kind of picky like that. But I do think that this was fine, you know. I'm just kind of picky because I hate losing. I hate losing. So I think we'll draw down to this. One possibility is now at this point, we might end up retesting that 30-second change state delivery. And that could provide an entry. But I don't know if that'll happen. But it's possible. That might be a trade that you just take the risk on and you just say, yeah, I'd be willing to take that. So this is something that I would actually consider taking, right? If we came back up, I don't know though. Still being thoughtful. We still have that SMT. So we're drawing to that fourth standard deviation. I just don't know when we're gonna go there. Probably. Just being super patient. Dang, still 70 watching. That's crazy. Okay, down to that fourth standard deviation. So this trade was pretty clean, guys. You guys see how we went right from the change day delivery to the fourth standard deviation. These are the trades where if I was just a robot computer program, I would love to take this in a fraction of a second. But the odds I see this 30-second change day delivery and 5-minute gap and get the entry in all less than a minute, it's pretty hard to do. But you can see that hit TP. So why was this nice, guys? Well, we had pretty clear accumulation. All of this is accumulation, actually. Yeah. Accumulation, manipulation, and now distribution. So we might get a retracement off of this now. We might not, though. We might not. So 5-minute change day delivery now. Okay. All right. We got a 5-minute change day delivery now. What does that mean? Well, we should check to see if there's a 1-hour gap. Right, there is. Maybe it's cleaner. It's a cleaner 15-minute gap. 15-minute gap. So 1-minute change day delivery there. The RR is kind of sucky though. But, 15-minute for value gap, SMT, accumulation, manipulation. So this CISD retest could deliver price lower, but the thing about it is it's just going to be such a wide stop loss that this is just not worth it for me. But it might end up working. So now we kind of have a model framed, right? We have 15-minute for value gap, 1-minute change day delivery, accumulation, manipulation. And we don't have news today. So I did already look at that. So at this point now, this is a break of structure. Okay. So we swept liquidity here into a premium 15-minute for value gap. What high was this? Actually, this is a very specific high. This was New York PM high. All right, so I am very much considering taking this as a 2022 model. Swept PM high into that 15-minute for value gap. We broke structure on the 3-minute. You can see that happens right. I mean, very clearly happens here and here and here. So now we have fair value gap in premium of this displacement right there. Let's see how the 5 minute looks. 5 minute broke structure as well. 5 minute broke structure as well. So we have a fair value gap in premium of this displacement leg. It's this 5 minute BPR. And we have Asia below. So here's our 5 minute 2022 fair value gap. Once again, break of structure here. We have Asia below and low resistance lows. Okay, we're starting to look like we have a lot of low resistance lows actually. So low resistance lows here. And low resistance lows kind of right here. So, I mean, if I could just enter at that 5 minute fair value gap. Could also play it super safe and wait for a line time frame change state delivery. we notice these equal lows, right? We broke those equal lows. When's the next macro? 50. Okay, 50 until 10 right here. So if we get a trade within that 50 to 10 window, I'll consider it. And then once again, if I do take a trade, I would just have to accept the risk, understand that I don't have control over the outcome, I just have control over the trade, and yeah. So considering this, I kind of want to see 30-second chain state delivery. I know that's kind of like, maybe like that's too precise, but I don't know, man. I don't feel like it's too precise at all, to be honest. I'd rather maybe just get the 30-second line time from change state delivery to get a higher RR trade. I don't know. Is there really an issue with getting... the only issue is I have to deal with trailing... not trailing drawdown. If I get too much RR, then I have to deal with consistency rule. But I think this would be pretty high RR. So I actually do kind of want to wait for a 30-second change state delivery off of that 2022 fair value gap. That's what I'm going to do. And I'd probably do a close. I'd probably do whatever it's called. I can't remember what I'm even talking. My brain is... I'm losing it. 30-second change state delivery off of this. That's kind of... that's what I want to see at this point, right? And I want to see us induce these highs here. you know, this will also probably be coming back to OTE. So here's OTE. So I kind of want to see us come back to OTE. So yeah, I'm kind of looking for something like this where we induce those highs, and then I can enter just on a 30-second change to delivery off of this gap, and then it'll be high RR, but I don't really care. I think it's a good trade. So once again, like something like this. So yeah, it's a little high RR, but I'm okay with being a little precise. I don't mind it. I don't mind. I just got to go with what my trading style feels like, and this is kind of what my trading style is. Like I like, you know, taking hopefully ideally laser precise trades. So something like that, inducement, and then 30-second change to delivery here would be clean. And then, just like that, I would love to take that. And hopefully it's in the macro, right? But then I could go like this. Hopefully I could go break even right away. And then, yeah, this would be higher R, but I don't know if anyone's complaining about that. I don't know. Obviously, you don't want to go for too high R, but I can go break even pretty fast and then just scale out. Where's that first presented for value gap from today? That's honestly going to be kind of useful. Where was it? Oh my gosh, guys, look at this first presented for value gap. Just what a beast. Oh, well, that's on the 30-second. We come back to it again, right? We come back to it again. Hold it as support again. So, like, you know, if you're being a, you know, a little crazy trader, you could take a 5-second chance to delivery off that 1 minute first minute for value gap. This would have hit already. You see that? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Just a thought. Okay, now I'm looking to see us. So we just hit this 5-minute 2022 gap. So the regular 2022 entry is just entering at that gap. That's totally fine. You could probably just enter there. I'm kind of looking to wait for lower time frame confirmation. We have the macro. Macro is not even, because right now it's not even a macro yet. So kind of want to wait for the macro as well. Dang, there's still 70 watching. Yeah, I mean, you could just take this as is. Just, you know, take this as a regular 2022 trade. It's probably totally fine. I'm just being a little precautious because I'm at the point where I want to take really, really good trades. I'd love to see us re-induce this high and then get the change day delivery. Like that. One minute. Yeah, just only the 1 minute, and don't use the 929 candle. So if the fair value gap includes the 929 candle, let's say it was on, like, you know how it's a sequence of 3. If it includes the 929 candle in the sequence of 3, that doesn't count as the first splinter fair value gap. But since this one was the first candle was at 930, this one counts. Okay, looks like we are coming up to possibly induce that high. Kind of what I want to see. Honestly, maybe I could just take this as an inducement of this high. It kind of makes me nervous to do that, but I would consider it. I'm considering it. This would be pretty good RR. Just, inducement of this high. I think I'll wait for 30-second change state delivery, though, and I'll enter on a retest. Do we have low time frame SMT? That would be kind of cool. So, not seeing it on S&P. What about YM? Not seeing it. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I don't think I'm going to miss it. I'll be back. Could be wrong, maybe. We actually might get it. Okay, here we go. So, I think I might enter on the close with this one. It just depends. I'll probably enter on the close, but I'll still keep my stop loss at the high here. We did hit OTE perfectly. And, yeah, I'm going to enter on the close. So, how many contracts is this? 4. So 9, 18, 27, 36. I mean, you guys don't think this is too early, right? I mean, are we going to end up sweeping this high again? I hope not. Okay, we're drilling up further into OTE. Now I kind of want to look at and see that Jake trades at OTE because I like that one better, to be honest, than regular OTE. Right? From the body to the high, where's OTE? Right here. So we're in the Jake trades at OTE here. So now we could end up getting 5-minute CRT. So once again, macro in 9 minutes. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now, is the macro. So we've essentially filled this fair value gap. Let's see if it's in a gold block partition. I could just take this as a regular 2022 model, to be honest. That's probably the safe way to do it, and then I don't have to, stress about the specifics of the change state delivery. I might just do that. I'm actually probably going to do that. I might just do that. Then again, actually, we might need to sweep the high again. So much to think about. So I think I would take this as a 2022 model. If we get a CRT, I'll probably take this as a 2022 model with my stop at the high. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. If we get a CRT, I'm going to take this as a 2022 model with stop at the high. And then we got all these low resistance lows here. Macro in 7 minutes. Alright, I want to see, do we have any other SMT? I mean, we did end up getting bullish SMT at the lows. That's a little... I don't like that. I don't like that. What do you guys think right now? I don't want to take a loss. I really do not want to take a loss. I think I would wait. I like this plan, but I think I'm gonna wait for like an inverse for value gap or a change state delivery or something like that. Maybe you could take this as 30-second change state delivery. Yeah, I guess 30-second change state delivery off of this 5-minute gap would not be bad. It'd be hard to go too wrong. I might just do that. Because even if I'm wrong, then hopefully at least I can be right, at least down to here. So maybe like change state delivery here. Or actually here. Yeah. Okay, now we're tapping into maybe a rejection block. I'm going to get rid of everything just very briefly. Yeah. Are we going to cut right through this BPR? I feel like that'd be kind of surprising if we do. Maybe. Okay, let's get everything back out on the chart. Considering taking this on as 30-second change state delivery. Okay. 30-second change state delivery off of this 5-minute gap. I think this would be clean. I'd probably just do stop at the high. And then, just regular standard deviations. We could do this higher one. Actually, this higher one is So 4, 9, 18, 27, 36. Where's 32nd? Okay, I'm gonna take this if we get it.
Order filled.
Okay. So I'm gonna do 9, 9, 9, and 9. And then break even at this low. Hopefully, I mean, if I'm wrong, then that sucks, right? Obviously, that sucks. Might even go break even at this low. I'll probably go break even at this low. I'm gonna go break even at these lows here. Because that should just, make price go lower, you would think. Okay, I might break even. So I'm just gonna make sure I get at least some profit. We'll see, man. We'll see. I think I might take some off here. I just want to preserve some prop. It's kind of I guess I'll just do nothing. I'll just do nothing. Just sticking to the plan, dude. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. Yeah, I'm gonna take the first part off here. Oh, dang it! Now I'm not. Now I'm not. Okay, I want to figure out I want to figure out the standard deviations exactly. Oh, I need to switch this to 27 right when we hit it. Man, I'm surprised we haven't hit the first standard deviation. We gotta have hit it, maybe, right? No, we really haven't hit it. Oh my, dude. That is kind of annoying. How did we not... We really didn't hit it, huh? Oh my... No way, I didn't get stopped out? How?
Stop field.
Ugh. Dang, man. Ah. Break even. I might have went break even too aggressively, to be honest. You guys think I was too aggressive with break even? Oh man. Well, it is the macro. Okay, 2-minute walk. Dang that, man. I thought for sure that could. I thought for sure we might have that one. I thought for sure. That was so close. We were so close. Okay, I'm gonna go on a 2-minute walk. Break even. Okay. Dang, man. We were so close to that first. How did that not hit? How did that not hit? Well, I think we managed risk pretty well. We took a, trade we liked. At least I liked. We managed risk well. The stop run just didn't go. Like, it was just having trouble. It was having trouble. So, I'm going to go on a walk. Yeah. Here we go. 2-minute walk. That's crazy. They went all the way back up. Oh, that's why we go break even. That's why we go break even. Dang it, guys. We were so close. Hey, we can't be upset about a break even, though. We managed our risk well. So we did just take that high again. I still can take another trade, but, we only got like 13 minutes left. So we might actually get a inversion here. That's crazy. We didn't even hit the first standard deviation. That's crazy. So we're within this macro. Oh my gosh. So this 2-minute inversion to the downside would be clean if we got this 3-minute inversion. I would think. Right? What do you guys think? I think if we get this 3-minute inversion, I think that would be pretty nice. Now, then again, the hesitance to go run this liquidity tells me this market might be bullish. You know, kind of felt like it was neutral. To me, it kind of felt neutral, but it might be more bullish than I thought. I think if we had even been a little bit bearish, we should have delivered lower. So you can see, just taking that as a regular 2022 for value gap would have failed. I think we did everything right with that, to be honest. I think that very well could have hit all TPs, and we went break even right when we were supposed to, and and now we're delivering higher here. So I guess break even. I'm glad I didn't take. I would have been upset if I took that. If that was a loss, I would have been kind of upset. Yeah, dude, I really thought we had a chance there. We were so close. We didn't even hit the first. I've never seen that. That's so rare. That is so rare. That's actually so rare. I never usually see that. But I loved how the fourth standard deviation lined up with these lows. Okay, I might be done after this. Yeah, look at this higher time frame. Right from the beginning of the day, I said this could be a 2022 model to the upside, right? From the beginning of the day, I said that. Because we swept out the low, we broke structure. Sometimes the most obvious trades end up always playing out, right? We swept out the low, we broke structure, fair value gap on the 15-minute. Let's go to the aligned time frame. What was the aligned time frame? The 1 minute. What do you know? 1 minute change day delivery held. So sometimes the most obvious trades will play out. We went to the 4th standard deviation. We went to the 8th standard deviation. Can't make this up, right? Actually, this is even more precise. And we also backtested RTE. So, I think if I had been leaning bullish instead of bearish, we would have been in line with the market here. You can see 1 minute change day delivery. We retest it. 2nd standard deviation. We retest the change day delivery again. 4th standard deviation. We retest it again. I'm noticing the 7th standard deviation hits a lot more than the 8th. I actually think the 7th, I don't know why, but the 7th hits more often and consistently than the 8th will. I don't know why that is. 7, so it went from 2 to 4 to 7. And back at OTE. So we could get this change day delivery. It'd probably be pretty good, right? We swept out the high. I'm assuming it's a 15-minute gap, but it looks bullish, man. I feel like I'm just not going to do anything today. I'd rather not take a loss. It's too bullish right now. let's go ahead and tape read this if we get it. Or maybe take it on demo. Let's take this on demo. I could take this for real, but I don't know. It's not the most lovable trade to take for real, I'm not gonna lie. Could be wrong though. Looks like we're bullish, and I don't know if that this is bearish. But if it does end up being bearish, it'd probably hit all TPs. So this is on paper. Oh man. Okay, for fun, just for fun. I want to see how this goes. Why'd all the just for fun trades work out, man? It's always the just for fun ones. But I just didn't think this made sense to take for real. So, I mean, yeah. Maybe this is a better trade than I'm thinking, to be honest. What if we inverse the fair value gap? Because we could end up inversing this 3-minute. Yeah, this 3-minute as an inversion looks pretty nice. Okay. Considering taking that as a 3-minute inversion if we get it, I think that would be pretty good. I wouldn't regret that 3-minute inversion if we got it. We pretty clearly swept out that high really nicely. So if we get that 3-minute inversion, it's kind of a 5-minute external gap, but it's not really that obvious. The 3-minute one's the most obvious. This is on paper, obviously. What you're looking at is on paper. So we could be going back to OTE here. Just for fun, let's buy another 8 if we hit OTE. Just for fun. Just to try this out for once, guys. Just to try this out for once, because we've never tried this out. But we got to try out the Jake trades at OTE. And because I don't want to have to think about this and set all the TPs, I'm just going to go like that. Is it failing to make higher high? I think we'll pull down. Yeah, possibly. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't set a final TP. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like taking all off at the 7th. I don't know. I just seen it happen where we only go to the 7th quite a bit, and I hate when we don't go past the 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's see if that Jake trades at OTE hits. This would be such a stupid trade if this works. Obviously, this is demo, guys. You know how stupid it would be if this ended up working? There's no way. I'm thinking of a just for fun trade on demo where I try out this this. I'm trying to get at least one trade where I can hit a sniper and the OTE of the flow state entry on demo. I'm just practicing it, and I think the more I practice it, the more chances I'll have to catch it for real. Like just practicing. I think one day, like you've seen my backtesting streams. You guys know how not backtesting streams. Well, I guess actually backtesting streams as well. But you guys have seen my these trades that I've marked out where 15-minute BPR, 1-minute change state delivery. Where do we go? We perfectly tap OTE. And so this is the trade I'm talking about, right? Where you go enter OTE and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys see how it's crazy, but this is obviously how the market moves. So I like just I want to experiment with it on demo. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, 1-minute change state delivery off the 15-minute BPR from OTE to the 1st, to the 2nd, to the 3rd, to the 4th, to the 5th, to the 6th, to the 7th. So okay, I might be it's 11:10. I think the smart call is to just be done for the day. I think anything else I'm going to I don't want to take a loss right now. And I almost kind of took a loss, right? I was very close to. So I think the discipline thing here is to get off. I'm glad I didn't take a loss. I think that trade was good. I'll just have to review it. But maybe it wasn't. It's always trickier than in hindsight. You never really know. But I think that could have worked out. I think we get off the charts here though. So just to break even. Obviously, I wanted that to hit really badly, though. But it is what it is. Okay. I'm going to close trade of 8. Yeah. Alright, moment of truth. How many people are watching? I really thought we had a chance to hit that 70 I think, is there actually 7 still watching? You guys just leave this running in the background, huh? Alright, I'm gonna get off the charts. It's 11:10 Eastern. Dang it, man. I thought maybe that was gonna work. That, not the one I just did, but, you know, we broke a structure here. We had a fair value gap in premium. I thought this 30-second change state delivery. I thought we were gonna possibly have a ton of, you know, I thought it was gonna bank, but you know what? We'll try again next time, and not every trade's gonna work. Okay, see you later, Al DeGore and everyone else, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.